Hey, how's it going? I'm gonna go over with you one of my RPG games I'm making using RPG Maker VX Ace. I just got a few cutscenes going on here, so I'd like to show you a little bit about it. So first off, you start with your map or whatever that I have, but I'm not using that at all. I'm just gonna be using this one main town. So I did a generated town, and I added a few things like a flower shop over here and a couple other things and some chimney smoke. Chimney smoke is pretty easy actually. You go into your vent, you go to your graphic here, you find your chimney smoke, and then you go over here and you do walking and your stepping animation, and when you do that it goes through its cycles. So I did that for a couple of these over here. I threw in some animals like a sheep, and I just put in a text bar. Pretty simple. Make the type random movement, so he just kind of goes wherever and he just walks around. Um, a lot of these I just edited in a bunch of doors, and so each of these go into. Oh, sorry, I forgot. I added a dog over here. Same thing. He says woof. And I put in some butterflies in here just for some effect, so that they can just be going around. Just added these doors in there, so in this town I made sure I have a lot of different houses. So I go to church and I added some people in here. So put the graphic of a person standing there, maybe sitting around doing their stuff, talking to you, a lady playing the piano, a couple random cats and everything. I have this guy in here, but if you take a look at his, he's important, and I'm going to emphasize anybody who's important to the story itself by putting a face graphic. If they don't have a face graphic. And then some events for where they leave. I don't have any doors on the inside though. So here's house A, just some random person's house, another random person's house, another person's big house. Um, there's an inn that you can go to because everyone has to have a hotel. The mayor's house is in here, so when you talk to him, he's gonna talk about it. There's an item shop called a price chopper pub where some of the final stuff is gonna go down. Then there's some other person's house, flower shop with lots of flowers. I just took a custom house and I just got rid of some of the stuff. You do pretty much a right, oh, not on events, on mapping. You just kind of do a right click and then click over your thing on this side with the left click, and it gets rid of it. And then you go over to your tile set over here, and then you just pick one, and you just go here and go, oh, pick this here, put that there, and just picked a lot of flower stuff. Then there's the main character's house, and I set an event up here. Oh, gotta go back into map mode, or not map, but event mode. So I have my main character's going to start here, getting out of bed. Set an event that sets up everything. I set this one to when the game starts, it auto runs it. Um, and I had these two people up here hidden, and then they boom show up there. Transparency's on. You get an item here, which is going to be interesting, and some money. So the item in here is like it's something important to your past, but when you start the game off with it, but you don't necessarily know you have it unless you just explore your character, which is going to be important later. Wakes up, just do some basic stuff, moves around, wait a little bit. Some people walk in, you do your regular sound effects, they move around. Some more stuff. They talk, a whole bunch of talking, a whole bunch of talking, a whole bunch of talking. More talking, more talking, more talking. Then they're gonna leave. Door shuts. They disappear. With their transparency, they move out of the way so that they're not in the way. And then he's like, "All right, let's go." Now, one thing I had is the event kept going over and over and over and over. So when I finished, it goes, just starts again. So he just starts his talk and then he'll start moving, and it's horrible. So what you have to do is you have to do a switch that says nothing happens now. So after at the start of that, it says nothing is going on whatsoever, so you can continue moving your character around. So at the end, make sure that you set up your switch that says nothing is going on for that event. That event is over. It will not trigger ever again. Okay, so I do that. Once you walk out the door, you come to here. Now this is going to be your kind of antagonist type person, but you don't really know it throughout the whole game. So he is a character. and I just really want him to show up for this one event and leave. So I just created his graphic pretty much here so that he is there. And then what happens is I have to set another one so that after the event is over and you leave somewhere, if you come back he doesn't poof show up again. So what you have to do is you create a switch. I call this one thief 1, and you turn it on to where it says the graphic is gone, he's not there anymore, that event has ended. So but he's pretty much just a placeholder at this moment. So this right here is an event, and he walks out the door, and the second you walk it out, have it as an auto run so that when you start it, it just goes right away, because otherwise if I tried some of the other things and step on it, it's placed on it, so if you move around you may miss it. So I have it on auto run, and again it's extremely important that it'll keep going over and over and over and over again forever unless you have a on auto run, I guess, and a switch that says nothing's happening so you can continue on your story. So he pretty much just some text, he moves over pretty much, and he moves in and bumps into you, you play a sound effect, and what's going to happen is he's going to steal your ring. Now you won't know that he stole your ring unless you looked at your inventory earlier on in the game. And then he talks, the guy kind of acts weird, and my guy's like, hey, what's going on? And then he's going to be like, sorry, act really suspicious, then he's going to leave. Now at that point, the thief 1 switches on so that he doesn't show up ever again, so he's gone from now on. That was just an event, that's not the real character. And then you have to end the auto run, so that would be this one right here. So I have to end that so that that stops and doesn't loop over and over and over. I want to make sure that he turns down, facing the right direction, and go, that was weird, and then you continue on in the game thinking that was just a weird event, but you know, in storytelling everything happens for a reason. So that's that. So what I would like to do is show you my game. So you just test it out, and I'll show you different parts of it. So you have your game going, you have it all set up. This isn't the full working game, this is just, hey, my first few events before I really start plugging in some of the exploration of it. So here's my game. So I had to continue to test out some of the other parts, just so I'm like, oh hey, so this is what happens here. So I can just keep testing it without doing the whole thing over and over and over and over again. So I'm going to go back, start a new game so you can see it from the beginning. So I got music in the background, so you got to set up music for each of the locations. So I'm not ready to get up. It was way too long of a night last night, so he's saying he had a rough night. I think I'm going to bed to get some coffee if I'm going to make it today. Now, I don't actually have him get coffee, so we'll see how that goes. And he starts off and he's like, well, what do you got for me, world? And immediately somebody walks in through the door. Oh, that was fast. It's kind of funny, because video games, you don't have time to actually sit around and just do nothing, unless you're Far Cry 4, which is genius. So then you start. Hey, well that was fast. Kind of a mock of that. So the character's name is Albert Nye. I actually have the name two favorite scientists, Albert Einstein and Bill Nye. Not very similar, but I like them both. So that's how I got that name. He goes, Mr. Nye, you have to help us. Someone's broken into our home and stolen our trophy dog collar. By the way, this is called the Case of the Missing Dog Collar. And you'll see why later. It is supposed to be used for the upcoming dog show this weekend. We have to give it back tomorrow so that it can be passed on to this year's winner. The dog collar is going to be, it's really important because at the end you find out, whoa, it's made up of very expensive stuff, like gold and real gold and diamonds and stuff. So we have to give it back. This sounds interesting. It's him talking to himself. Turns back. When do you think this happened? It must have been last night. It was around our dog Alexander's neck last night before we left to go out for dinner. We got home late in the evening and then went straight to bed. We didn't think anything of it. When we got up in the morning to let our dog out, we noticed the collar was missing. Thinking. Do you have any idea why someone would just want to take a dog collar? That seems like such a little thing. Why would they break into your house and only steal a little thing like that? It must have been that grumpy old lady. So now we have the first blame. So we're going to get our first clue as to what we're going to do with our story. So it must have been that grumpy old lady with the pure breed. She accused us of cheating last year. How on earth can you cheat at a dog show? She said that we bribed the judges so that our mixed breed could win. Elitism, PC Master Race. What? I didn't hear anything. She's so paranoid. She always thinks someone's out to get her. She's always accusing us of stuff. Wait, what do you mean by always? That crazy woman lives next door to us. We have to put up with her all the time. She would accuse a toaster of stealing her teeth if they ever went missing. I see. I guess I have a place to start then. Oh, please help us. We would be in so much trouble if we didn't show up at the trophy collar. Yes, please help us. I'll take care of the case. You leave it to me, and I'll get back to your dog collar before tomorrow morning. I'll get you back your dog collar before tomorrow morning. Sorry. Can't even read my own stuff. Oh, thank you so much. I wish you luck. Watch out, though. She can get crazy. That's why we came to you. She's just unreasonable. Thank you for your advice. I'll get right on it. So then they leave. Alright, looks like my first stop is the crazy lady's house with the pure breed. I think her house is to the south of here. That's basically to give you an idea of where to go. A lot of my story, you're going to be able to freely roam the town because you're a detective, so you can really start wherever you want. So it doesn't really matter, but I thought I'd give you some advice on where you could possibly go. Might as well get started. So now you can freely roam. If you open up your map here, it has soldier. I need to actually get rid of that because it should just be Albert Nye. I don't want to have a class on him, so we'll see if I can get rid of that. Probably be an easy command to just delete. So you only have 10 HP because you're a normal person. You're not some crazy superhuman. Really don't have any skills or any of that other stuff or equipment because, you know, you're just a normal guy. But if you go and you want to explore right now, if you go over here, you have key items. So this is your grandfather's gold ring. So Albert's ring that has been passed down from his father and his grandfather before him. I should have put his father before him instead of grandfather. I guess I'll need to go change that. But that's just kind of one of those things that if you're curious enough about that, that's something that'll be really important for later. I gave him some money because, you know, he needs to have money in his pocket. So you can just walk around. There's nothing really special. You just should, you know, like, he's a guy, so his bed's all messy, and he's a detective, so he's got lots of drawers everywhere and just minimal space for this, and then he just goes about it. So hopefully when you go out, we'll do an auto run. So I walk out the door, and you start your auto run. So, oh yeah, Bakersville. Supposed to be like Baker Street from Sherlock Holmes. It says, here we go. So it's here we go world, and then some guy runs into him. Hey, watch yourself. And then he's just kind of not talking, so he goes, well, are you going to say anything? There's not much to say, so he goes, sorry. Then he takes off. And, well, that was weird. So now he's gone, so if I go there, if I go out and back in, it won't auto do that for me, so I should be able to not have him there anymore. So he disappeared. That's why you have those special things there. If you go here, you can see your house, Albert Nye, Ace Detective. But if you go into your inventory again, these key items are gone. So you're supposed to, if you're, you know, a true detective, you'll see something like that and be like, that's interesting, that's gone. I think he stole it. So now you can go chase after him, but he's nowhere to be found because he ran off. So you can go into the different towns, or places. Anytime at the top left, if you see up here, has the name of the place. And I just have it set. You can go into each of the locations. Just walk around. I haven't put any people in here yet, but there should be some NPCs that say anything, and if they say anything important, they'll have that little cursor above them, so you can talk to the animals. Woof! If you notice all the nice smoke here. This is where the crazy lady's house is going to be. Crazy lady's house, there we go. Walk around. I got those little butterflies or stuff. the big things here that I want to show is this is what the rest of the town's going to look like. So as you're in here, oh, you have random cats walking around, meow. So you talk to people, they'll look at you, they go, hey. So God's spirit is in my heart. So she's singing. This guy goes, bless you, my child, and may your soul be at ease. And this lady, I'm praying. Oh, sorry. Praise the Lord, he is truly just. So we got just some guy, and then when you get some important person saying something, it says, have you seen that new guy in town? He looks like he's up to no good. So that's the part where if you see anybody's faces there, you'll be able to, oh, that's important, I need to think about that. So there's so far part of my game. That's a very early concept in it. So, but just wanted to share that with everybody, just my game progress, and hopefully it helps some of you when you're creating your own game, either some ideas or how to do something. Oh yeah, at this, so you can't leave town, so blocks your way, and through that he goes, did you find who took the dog collar yet? Now, which is interesting because why would he know that? That one, just people are blabbing about it? I don't know, but that's just my game so far. So I hope you like it. Hope you enjoyed seeing the first part of it at the beginning and sharing that with me and being able to do the first part. Hopefully it gets better. Should be pretty interesting. Lots of clues, lots of stuff. Free roam. It should be small though, pretty short, maybe 20-30 minutes max. So that's first time ever making it. Alright, in case the missing dog collar. Thanks.